welcome to the wonderful world of dodgy movies and TV. I am your host, movie and TV Mistress. So, just to catch you up, if you didn't see last week's episode, Humanoids of the Deep, do check it out. But what happened was I went on holiday to Universal Studios and to Magic Kingdom in Orlando, Florida, and I have been inspired since I was there for Halloween Horror Nights and Mickey's Not So Scary Halloween to do some reviews this month of October, inspired by some of the things that I witnessed or saw while I was over there. So last week's episode was inspired by one of the original houses at Universal Studios Halloween Horror Nights. That was Depths of Fear. And this week's episode is also inspired again by a house, an original house at Universal Studios Halloween Horror Nights 29. That is called YETI, Terror of the Yukon. The name of this film is YETI, Curse of the Snow Demon. Because, yeah, okay. So,
from American World Pictures.
Feels like I've been on this plane for a week already.
There's still a ways to go before Tokyo, though.
You're a good football player, but there's no way in hell that I can start you. Everybody just stay in their seats!
I think we gotta acknowledge at this point that the help may not be coming.
We're screwed. Do I really have to be the one to say what everybody else is already thinking? There is a food source here.
I just saw something drag off one of the bodies.
That's a lot of blood.
Something is out here and it's coming for us.
Everybody just be quiet.
Ready, grab something and defend yourself.
There was a giant ape, lived thousands of years ago, 12 feet tall and over 1,200 pounds.
For God's sake, run!
YETI.
So, let's explain the story behind YETI, the house that I saw. The title pretty much gives it away. YETI, Terror of the Yukon. It's set in the Yukon. There are hunters who wear a lot of fur, and they're being attacked by Yetis. And lots of jump scares happened, and I screamed a lot. And they were hideous and very tall. Well done. This movie, on the other hand, is not about the Yukon. It's about the Himalayas. It's about a plane crash and an American football team. I know I saw a movie about this back in the 90s. Yeah, what was that called?
Alive.
That's right, Alive! Based on the true life story written by Piers Paul Reed about the survivors of the Andes crash in 1974. Basically, an American football team was flying on a plane, passed through the Himalayas, it crashed, and, well, they had to survive. And that meant eating butt cheeks of dead friends. It's pretty horrific. They had to resort to cannibalism, but they survived a horrific ordeal. This movie takes that plot and adds Yetis to it, minus the butt cheek eating. But there is some funny stuff. This film is produced by a production company called Manita Films. Manita Films had a contract with the SYFY channel. You know, that channel used to be spelled SCIFI and then changed it to SYFY because, you know, that spells sci-fi, sure. Anyway, the SYFY channel is well known for its big budget, sure, great special effects, sure, yeah, movies. Okay. Those movies being Sharknado, Lavalantula, and a few Bruce Campbell movies thrown in there. You know, like that one. So the movie starts with, in the same way that the film Big Bad Wolf, which I reviewed a while ago, it starts off with a random scene of two guys in the Himalayas, because it's not the Andes but it's Himalayas, hunting and then getting eaten by a Yeti. Sure, why not? Does it tie into anything else in this film? No. That scene has nothing to do with the rest of this movie. You know, like in Big Bad Wolf, the people that were in the opening scene tied into the rest of the movie. You know, that was his dad, his uncle, and that guy that was the Big Bad Wolf that married his mum. Sure. Nothing comes of this opening sequence. It's pointless, and it's there just to show you that the Yetis eat people. The rest of this movie is like a teen horror film of the 90s, but it was filmed in 2006 probably. Released in 2008 on the SYFY channel, so it might be 2007, but you know, and it was shot in Canada, clearly not the Himalayas. And the special effects, well, the in-camera special effects are okay, they're not bad, the makeup's pretty good. Then you get, well, I'm just going to show you a clip of a Yeti running.
Look, come on, quick, go!
I have nothing to say about that. That is just, I mean, you compare it to the original Yeti, and then you see that, and it's like, how is that the same Yeti? It's not the same Yeti. What was the person doing the CGI thinking? Did they actually see the makeup? Did they see the costume? I don't think so, because that looks nothing like it. Also, apparently Yetis are like Superman. They can leap tall buildings in a single bound. Sure. Okay. There's multiples of them, and they are hideous. Sadly, they are not my favourite Bigfoot. My favourite Bigfoot is Harry. Harry and the Hendersons' Harry. Yeah. Why won't they let the Bigfoot be a soft, gentle Bigfoot? Like Harry, or this new movie Abominable that's supposed to be coming out soon. Yes, see? I'm tying into a couple of things right now. Yeah, check me out. Anyway. Story is, football team crashes. There's some girls, because you need love interest, sure, why not? There is a jerk who just causes trouble throughout the movie, and you're just going, why won't they kill him? There's these two rescuers that are going to go in search of them and try and find them before the Yetis do. And one of them is Peter DeLuise. You don't know who Peter DeLuise is? Well, Peter DeLuise is Dom DeLuise's eldest son. And Peter DeLuise was in 21 Jump Street back in the 80s with Johnny Depp, before Johnny Depp became famous. No? Okay. He produced Stargate SG-1, appeared in a couple episodes, including he appeared in an episode of Third Rock for the Sun with his brothers and his dad. No? Okay. Then I have no idea how you would know who Peter DeLuise is other than he's Dom DeLuise's kid. But he's awesome in this, and he's the best thing in this movie, and he has probably the second, no, maybe the best death in this movie. It's a close one. This film doesn't take itself too seriously. As any sci-fi movie, if you've ever watched a Sci-Fi Channel movie, you will know that Sci-Fi Channel movies don't take themselves too seriously. Look at Sharknado and Lavalantula as examples. This one's a bit more serious, but there is still humour. I mean, a man breaks his leg, uses a dead friend's arm as a splint, breaks the other leg, and uses the other arm as a splint, sure. Gets his face shot by his friends when he gets back to base camp after escaping and evading the Yetis for ages. They shoot him in the face with a flare gun. Everyone thinks he's dead. Oh no! He comes back at the end, because I guess superhuman? Or maybe he's like Ash. Who knows? But he comes back at the end, and then he has the Yetis still after him, because he's been left behind by the rest of the guys, because, well, they all think he's dead, because shot in the face with a flare gun. Would I recommend this film? I think I would. It was really fun. It's ridiculous, it's over the top, But if you know going in that you're watching a movie that was specifically made by a production company that makes movies about monsters and that has a licensing agreement with the SYFY channel, which means that they're going straight onto the SYFY channel before they get released on DVD, then you have a pretty good idea of what to expect from this film. This film is not a masterpiece. It is not a amazing story that you haven't seen before. It's none of that. It's just pure ridiculousness. Some decent acting actually from some of the actors, and it's just funny. It's not scary. Not scary as The House was, which made me jump. But I'm a jumpy person, so hey, I jump a lot. YETI, Curse of the Snow Demon is a fun film to watch with some mates and just take the piss out of. It's not meant to be a serious drama, but I have to say, I was a bit surprised that they decided to go with a live storyline. I mean, that's a pretty dramatic and horrific story to go with. And that was filmed in 1993 and based on a real event from 1970s where a football team crashed into the Andes and had to survive on top of the mountains until they got rescued. Which meant, well, eating people. And there is a bit of that in this film. I will admit they do get to a point where they're trying to figure out who they're going to eat. I was just shocked that they went that way with this. I mean, there are multiple ways you can get people into YETI country. Terror of the Yukon did it. You just had to have hunters up there. You know, there's people up in the Yukon that hunt, and Yetis, sure. Harry and the Hensons, just go up into the Rockies. There's Bigfoot, you know. $6 Million Man. Bigfoot. Bigfoot's everywhere, people. Just like Loch Ness. The Loch Ness Monster has a time portal and can go anywhere he wants. He's like Doctor Who. Sorry, I digress. I watched something about ancient aliens. I apologise. That just came into my head. Anyway, do check this one out. Please check out my previous video, Humanoids from the Deep. It's a very silly 80s horror film. This one's a very silly 2008 horror film for SYFY Channel. And I do think you should watch them. I think you should make your own minds up. Don't take my opinions as gospel. And enjoy just watching some really bizarre films that come out. Because as much as I know I review these and I sometimes rip these movies apart if I can, I actually really enjoy all of the movies I watch. For different reasons. I sit there and I try and think of ways of being nice to these movies because, well, somebody put a lot of effort into making them, and that's a lot of effort that needs to be respected, but it doesn't mean that the movie isn't bad. It just means that I respect the people who put all that work into that, but, well, your movie's still weird and dodgy. And that's why I like Howard the Duck. Because a lot of work went into that film, and it's pure dodge. But it's funny. See? I had to get in one Howard the Duck reference, and I have done that. So, check these films out. Check out my other videos and reviews. And remember to hit the subscribe button. Comment down below on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, or on my website. All the links are in the description below. Check out this film. It is on Netflix at the moment. And when you hit the subscribe button over there, there is a notification bell that will pop up over here. Remember, if you hit that, that will notify you when I upload. But, like I said last week, I am trying to make sure that these come out every Sunday morning. Now, that's morning UK time, so if you're anywhere else in the world, Sunday. Coming out Sunday. So, thank you for watching. Please share, like, and subscribe. I really appreciate all 53 of the people who subscribe to my channel, and I hope you enjoy my videos and find some humour in what I'm making. And remember, there's a lot of dodgy films out there. Happy Halloween!